welcome back to my Berlin Marathon training series. We're going to be recapping week 6. This week was a difficult one. Besides the heat, it was also my birthday, which was great, but that meant a lot of celebration and food, and my priority was centered a little bit more around celebrating my birthday than it was training, which made motivating myself for training a little bit harder than usual. Let's start with Monday. We did a 6-mile run and a push day, all of that indoors. Hi friends, happy Monday. Please ignore my hair. I'm about to go do my run, but it's, I think, almost 100 degrees outside, so we are doing it inside today. Just 6 miles. Okay, I say just 6 miles, but first and last are warm up and cool down, so that's not so bad. But let's get it done. Both felt pretty good. I think 6 miles having to be my easy run right now during training is kind of a bummer sometimes. I do feel like I've been getting extremely tired and sweaty even while running indoors. The AC in my apartment gym isn't great, so I've been struggling a bit with that. Tempo run complete. My pace was pretty slow in comparison to the range I was given, but I felt like I was dying at first, and then my body kind of just accepted that this was its fate and it got easier, but wow. Tuesday was a 6.5 mile run. Hi friends, happy Tuesday. I am about to go do my run. It's a 7-mile easy run, which I think 7 miles and easy run don't belong in the same sentence, but that's what we're trying to do today. I think if it doesn't feel great, I will stop, but we'll see how it goes. I did my 7-mile run on the tread earlier. I say 7 because it was more like 6.55, which I felt was close enough, and the treadmill like stops at 65 minutes and you have to like stop and reset and restart, and I just like couldn't do that to my legs. I think I've ran every day for like a week straight now, so I'm very much looking forward to a rest day. I'm just looking forward to a chill night watching Love Island and having an early night. 6 miles on Wednesday. Okay, just did my speed work, surprise speed work. I was actually gonna go on the Peloton because I was a little bit tired, and it's broken. Someone like messed up the handle to adjust the seat, so it's like completely stripped. So the seat is just at the bottom, and if you try and tighten it, it won't. Anywho, so the only thing left to do was to do speed work because it's still a heat wave and I can't run outside. It was okay. I think I would have like worn different shoes and like eaten to prepare for speed work, but I didn't do that. I was just prepared to sit on a bike and have a good time. That's okay. It was fine. I impressed myself a little bit, and I also disappointed myself, and I think that is how speed work goes, so that's great. I am going to shower. I look insane right now, but yeah, happy Wednesday. Thursday was my rest day. I did a pull day in my apartment gym that was very low-key and did not really push myself too much, just to do some sort of activity, and because I have been neglecting my pull days quite a bit. Friday, I did a 6.5 mile run outside. It finally cooled down, which was amazing. And Friday was also my birthday, so that felt like a little bit of a birthday treat. I missed running outside so much. It felt so good. I was supposed to do an easy pace, and I didn't. It was terrible. But I had so much fun despite the humidity, and was so excited because my boyfriend and I were going to get Italian food that night, so I knew I was about to eat so much good food. Saturday, I wasn't feeling too hot, which I feel like is understandable. I celebrated my birthday, so I ran 2 easy miles, and I did another push day actually to get some extra lifting in this week. The 2 miles were tough to grind out. Sunday, I was hoping I would wake up early and knock out a good long run outside, and I didn't. My parents were coming that evening to celebrate my birthday, and we're having dinner at my apartment, so I spent a lot of the morning cleaning. So I ended up running 12 miles on the treadmill. Hi friends, happy Sunday. Long run today, a little bit different than usual. I have my parents coming over for dinner tonight, so I kind of spent the morning cleaning and taking care of stuff for that. So it's now like the middle of the day. Well, for the first time ever, I will be trying to do it on a treadmill. I'll still be taking the same kind of fuel with me. I'll be using 3 of the Honey Stinger energy gels, and I have some salt tablets I'm taking with me. I get to use my big water bottle instead of having it out of my Camelback instead, so it's gonna look pretty different this time. Maybe I'll try and watch some shows or something, listen to some good podcasts. This was my first ever long run on the tread, and I have to say, nowhere near as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be terrible. Having everything laid out in front of me, it was actually kind of nice to run at an easy pace, no backpack, water situation, and trying to do it all on the go. It was kind of nice. It was just like ready for me to pick up and have a goo or a salt or something like that. Would I do it again? I don't know if I would go longer than a 12-mile run, but I would do it again. I do recognize the fact that, unless I added in myself, there's no incline. So it's not great for training, but I think if you need to get a long run in and it's a bit too hot outside, this is an alternative. I think mental toughness went well this week. I pushed myself through a lot of runs I did not want to do and felt better for it. And practicing that mental endurance is really important during marathon training, knowing when to pull back like I did on Saturday when I was hungover, but also knowing when to push myself and force myself to do the run because I know I can do it and get it done. I think this week was a great opportunity to flex that muscle a little bit. Challenges this week, I got the craziest, it's so gross, the craziest blister on my big toe. It's definitely from, I think, a combination of one of my shoes' toe box tapers inward. I'm a wide feet girl, so that's not very good for my feet, and I think my toes were rubbing against each other a little bit more than usual, with the fact that sometimes I've been wearing my non-running socks on a run if I'm running low on those nicer socks, and so I've been wearing regular socks that aren't moisture wicking, and it turns out that makes a huge difference. Having to keep an eye on that. So far so good. It's not affecting me in terms of like how I walk and how I'm running. Other challenges, obviously the food I was eating this week, or the second half of this week, more restaurants than usual. Obviously, I would do it again in a heartbeat for my birthday. There, no regrets there, but it is funny how diverting from what you normally eat on a weekly basis can affect the energy levels you have and how you're feeling after. And so I am looking forward to not feeling so sluggish this upcoming week. For week 7, I know I have a 15-mile run. I can't decide if I want to do it Friday, which is the 4th of July, or Saturday or Sunday. I think expecting myself to do it after the 4th of July is silly. I'm a little bit nervous for 15 miles just because the longest I've done so far is 12, so jumping from 12 to 15 kind of feels like a bit of a leap, but I know I'll be more than ready to do it. I do hope that my mental attitude towards running improves this week. I do feel like it's great to get through a week and be like, wow, I really pushed through, the lack of motivation, but it would be nice to feel motivated this week. I feel like I really proved myself this week, so we don't need to keep testing that out. So I think I'm learning right now. What am I learning right now? I have a greater appreciation right now for how much practicing speed is helping me on my long runs. I don't think I expected to see that carry over so quickly, but the way I'm able to run on my easy runs and on my long runs is just so fast compared to last year when I was training for New York. And I think this would be the start of when a year ago I started training for the New York City Marathon. That's pretty amazing looking at how fast I was running then versus now on those longer runs. And I'm interested to see if I keep up this kind of pace that I'm doing of, just under 10-minute mile times, because last year I was more like 11:30. So yeah, apparently practicing going fast does actually help you go fast. Overall, things are still going well. I think I've had my first minor injury this week. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me and listening to me yap about marathon training. You can find more of me on TikTok at Katie Dallimore and Instagram at Katie_Dallimore. And I will see you guys next week.